You are now listening to my thoughts on Granblue Fantasy Versus. So, this game looked pretty cool when it showed up in like March of 2020. It looked really nice, and I'd never played Granblue or even heard of it before. So it was a bit weird getting into, but I follow a couple guys who were Granblue fans, and I sort of, got to know some of the characters through that. I bought it sometime in 2021 when it was like $17. Now the base game is $20, so that's cool. That's cool. When I first played it, and when I first saw it, I was drawn to the character La Diva.
La Diva.
La Diva is this wrestling sort of character, very wrestling inspired, as you can probably tell. Something cool that I like is you can take off her mask when she does a little taunt. It's pretty cool. And a lot of her moves are just packed. Like real pack-a-punch. Real crunchy, real munchy, real meaty. Meaty! And I like that. I like that a lot. I also... I don't know when it started, but I started to really like grapplers. A lot, actually. Alex in Street Fighter, La Diva, Maxima and KOF. Those grapplers are cool, and I like them. There's a lot of really shitty grapplers, though, and are just kind of throw kind of characters that I don't like, and that's most of them. King of Fighters has sort of stopped the slow, big grappler with like no good moves kind of shit. But a lot of them are just bad. Like, Zangief's kind of cool. I like him with his mask on, that cool little like lucha mask that he has in Street Fighter V. It's cool. But I don't really want to play him very much. I would much rather play Alex, who has a couple charge moves, stuff to get in, obviously, not just to destroy projectiles. Some sort of frame traps, I guess. I don't know. Alex is cool, and he's more my type. La Diva sort of fits that. She's not super slow. I mean, I think she's one of the slowest characters in the game. But she's got a lot of, I'm going to hit you, wait for a split second, and then grab you kind of stuff. And I like that. I also like hit grab characters, but there's not many of those in existence. Yeah. So La Diva was cool, but I switched off of her to the character that is my main, and will always be my main, because nobody else feels as good to me as them, and that's Beelzebub. Beelzebub's like, I'm just gonna call him Bees for right now. That's what the sex man calls him. Belial calls him Bees. Hey, Bees. Oh, Bees is so cool, though. He reminds me a lot of Ignis from the King of Fighters. They both have long hair. They both have, like, sort of flowing type clothes, I guess. And Bees' normals kind of remind me of all of the, like, Nest bosses. Like, Zero and Clone Zero have that, like, they whip their cape back and forth kind of thing. Bees has that, and you can combo from it. Bees' like mediums remind me a lot of like the quick like kind of shit from those characters, the Nest bosses. And I think that was the one thing that drew me to him. Second thing is he just looks cool. I like his moves. I love the wings attack. I love all the attacks with the wings. They look so cool. He's just cool. And the other thing that I like about him is that every time he gets hit, he laughs. He like chuckles a little bit. I think the game's cool. Some people, when the game came out, people were like, don't call it Anime Street Fighter 5. Don't call it Anime Street Fighter. But it's Anime Street Fighter. And there's some good to that, and there's some bad to that. Actually, I just have a bunch of problems with it. There's no good. Fucking the special moves. They're good, and they're cool, but they have a cooldown. I don't like the cooldown at all. I don't like that special moves have a cooldown. That's stupid. I get that I actually don't get it, because if you were a new player to a fighting game and you press the one button special and you tried to do it again and it just didn't come out, that's frustrating. That's stupid. And you're wondering, like, why? I guess that's for, like, a new players, and that's probably something that happens in the game, like the Granblue Fantasy app. But I don't think it works for a fighting game. The only way I could see special cooldowns working is in, like, a special-to-special canceling kind of game, where you would special cancel one move into the other, but that specific move that you canceled from is on a cancel cooldown. So let's say you do like a tackle move and then cancel that into an uppercut. You couldn't do a tackle into a fireball immediately afterwards. All special cancels would be, like, stopped for a while. That's the only thing that I could be like, okay, I kind of understand this. I really don't like this fucking cooldowns. It's stupid. Then there's, like, the netcode. So I hear that ArcSys delay netcode is pretty good, and honestly, it's better than Smash, that's for sure. But delay netcode is just not what we need in fighting games right now or ever, really. And it just kind of sucks that this game came out in a time where we didn't have the fighting game renaissance and the fucking rollback renaissance that we do now. So many games that we didn't think would have rollback are going to have rollback. Guilty Gear Strive has rollback. It's great. Dungeon and Fighter Duel has it. King of Fighters has it. Melty Blood has it. Even though I'm not sure if they got it fixed or not, but it was a little wonky. This game still has delay. And it's rough, but when you fight people that are close to you and have good connections and your connection is good, it feels fine. I was born into delay-based netcode. I played Brawl, Super Smash Bros. Brawl online. I did, and it's fucked, right? That's fucked up. But it's not really that big of a deal since nobody plays the game. Nobody plays online very much. You have to get on at a specific time on specific nights to have any chance of even finding people to fight in Granblue. And that's sad. It really is. I think another thing that would make the game more fun would be jump cancelable normals. That's just not a thing in this game. And for the type of game that it is, I think it would benefit a lot from it. Obviously, I am a crazy person. I'm just fucking insane and would love jump cancels and special-to-special cancels, fucking Roman cancels and all this bullshit in fighting games because it's fun, it's cool, and it's freedom. You feel fucking free when you do it. But this game doesn't have it because it is a grounded, footsies-based fighter, which we have too much of. People hear those crazy old heads be like, Super Turbo was the peak of fighting games. The peak. And we shouldn't listen to those freaks, just like we shouldn't listen to those freaks on pretty much anything else, really. They're outdated, they're stinky, they're old, they don't want to change. But the world has evolved past them. I understand if you like grounded footsies-based fighters, that's cool. But if you're using that as an excuse to appeal to new players, I don't think that works at all, really. In my personal opinion, I think grounded footsies-based fighters are harder for people to get into and enjoy. It's because the skill ceiling is so low. What you need in grounded footsie-based fighters is good neutral, and that's walking back and forth, knowing what range and how far to be from your opponent so that they don't hit you, so you can hit them back with your longer normal and do a tiny little combo, and then get him into a situation where you can vortex or just attack over and over and over and keep him locked down. That's rough and kind of hard for new players to get into. A new player and casual fighting game players mash their fucking face against the controller. And that's what they want to do. They want to just see cool shit happen. If it's a footsies-based fighter, you're just throwing out a punch and occasionally a special move, and that's it. Nothing cool happens. It's just lame and dumb. For real. It's lame and it's not cool. You know what is cool though? Smashing your face against the controller, seeing your character like freak out and do a billion different moves and them all comboing into some crazy badass looking junk combo. That's cool as fuck. Do you know what game does that? Guilty Gear and Melty Blood and BlazBlue and Dragon Ball. Guess what? Dragon Ball is one of the best-selling fighting games of all time. And it's cool, and I think it deserves it. Despite all the negativity that I have given you today, I still think Granblue is kind of cool. If you can find it for cheap, and you got some friends that just want to that know how to play fighting games, that just want to fuck around and see something cool and different, go ahead. I think it's worth it. Getting to try some pretty unique and cool characters is really fun. The combos aren't super flashy, just as a side effect of the game itself, but they're pretty easy. The game is fairly easy, except at high levels where it's pretty hard, in all honesty. And it's a very limiting game. It's a very limited. You've got a lot of weights on you, and you can't take them off ever. But it's interesting, and I think you should give it a try. And I liked it overall. And playing against people who knew what they were doing, and despite me not knowing much, I had a great time. I think it's cool. It's got a lot of flaws that make me not want to put it very high on my list. But it's okay. That's okay. There's a final thing that I forgot, actually. I like the voice acting in Granblue. If I have the option to try English voices, I do. And these guys are pretty good. There are some pretty recognizable voices, like Jamison Price as Soriz.
Soriz! Star Duelist, huh? You got nice style. That's why your fans like you.
Kyle McCarley. He voices Gran in this game.
Gran.
All right, Belial. This ends here and now.
And Patrick Seitz as Ladiva, which usually, Patrick Seitz does a great job, but he's always the same voice. He just uses the same voice for every character, except for Ladiva, which is like, he did a pretty good job. This is definitely a role that I did not imagine him in, and the softness of how he talks as Ladiva is pretty good. I think it's one of my favorite roles of his. It's pretty interesting, and I really like it.
Oh, you're actually quite handsome. Even still, that's no excuse for treating others badly. You're in for a harsh lesson, mister.
Aren't you a cocky Oh, how greedy, Singularity. I wasn't aware you wanted me all to yourself. Quite aggressive, aren't you? I love being pounded senseless, but I'm the one done today. You're out of bullets, but you're still so young. What a joke. You hit all the right spots, but your stamina needs work. Performance aside, I did enjoy watching desperation seep into that poker face of yours. You fantasize about... That stings. At least give me a chance to explain. We're old bedfellows, right?
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Should have thrust that blade a bit harder. A little more and you'd have pushed me over the brink. Been a while since I've tasted such ecstasy.
What?
You're through.
Asmodeus!
Batter up.
What?
Buckle up. Oh, don't be so sure. I'll wager that once you've had even a taste of a villain like me, you'll want nothing else. That was quick.
Player 1. Win.
Technically speaking, love is... Whoops. Trying to discipline me? 'Cause I think you'll find pain only eggs me on. Show me where you want it.
Not bad.
I know I wiped the floor with you, but think we can still kiss and make up? Going back to the Crimson Horizon to lick your wounds? I'd be happy to lend my tongue. Top to bottom.
Drop dead.
Let's play rough.
What in the... Got gussied up for this blind date, and it turned out to be a stinking snake? Damn it!
Oh, am I not? Let's have a round first. The prize for winning? Any partner your heart could desire.